First day of my new job. What you doing? I'm exchanging gas modules on people's homes. Wait, that sounds like really rewarding work. Is that weird? It's honestly not as impressive as it sounds, but it pays well. Hey, welcome to streaming, okay? When I tell people that I'm a streamer, nowadays, people used to say, oh, wow, that's so cool to be a streamer, okay? People used to say, oh, wow, it's so cool, like, to be a YouTuber or a streamer. Nowadays, the last 5 times that I've told somebody that I'm a YouTuber or a streamer, I go, yeah, I'm a creator for a living. And they're like, oh, I bet that pays well. Okay. Me, I guess. Of course that pays well. That's how society's going. Yeah, it's also very true. But that's also like an American thing. Like, America has become a service economy. That's why it's so weird when our government's like, we want to bring manufacturing back to America. It's like, manufacturing doesn't need to be here. The only reason that you want it to be here is because you want us to be able to make weapons so that if we go to war with another country, we don't have to rely on our enemy to make our tanks. Like, that's it. We don't need manufacturing here. We can actually make people wealthy, and everybody in this country could already be making a livable wage without us bringing manufacturing back. We need to get the kids back in the small machines. That's what's wrong with today's kids. Not enough of them are getting their hands caught in little machines. I'm seeing too many kids walking around with 5 fingers. And then all these pictures on Facebook of kids hugging Jesus, they got 6 fingers. How the hell are they getting more? We need to get them back in the factories and get their damn fingers cut off.
Manufacturing advanced products like microchips are pretty good to have here too.
The only reason we want them here is so that we can put them in drones so that we can... You don't understand, man. We still only want them here so we can put them in drones for warfare. I'm from Argentina. If you say America, that includes me. Yeah, it can, sure. I'd want you to come to the USA too. Not even just all of the Americas. Do you have oil? The thing is, we actually produce like the most oil that we've ever produced. We just don't refine it here. We drill the oil and then we send it somewhere else and then they send it back. I want my surplus of GPUs. You're not getting any GPUs. They're going straight into AI. It's true. I haven't gotten any hate comments yet about the video that we released over the weekend saying that I don't like the argument of AI when people say that AI destroys the environment. I think it's overshadowed by you barking and whining like a dog. Yeah, it's true. What AI video are you referencing? The one on the second channel. It's just briefly talked about, and I feel like it was a point that should be brought up. My whole thing is, whenever somebody that's anti-AI says that we should be anti-AI because it destroys the environment, I feel like it's just a non-point that hurts your argument overall. That's my entire thing. I feel like the AI destroying the environment thing is just you trying to add in another point just to make it seem worse, when in reality, that's one of like the most easily refutable points. So I think it hurts you overall because a common thing that people do is they just pick one point that they can hone in on in order to then dismantle your entire argument. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's not true. It's a misquote of an assumption in a paper that was corrected. Well, like, no, it is very true. Like, if you look at, I don't know if you've seen what's going on with like Grok, but Grok literally has like these giant gas-powered turbines that are illegal to have in Memphis, Tennessee. Like, you have to like get air clearance to have these turbines, and they run literally on gasoline. They're extremely inefficient and they're terrible. And there's like 30 of them, and you're like, they don't have any, like the EPA and all them, like they have not heard anything about them having it just because they're like out in the middle of nowhere in Memphis, Tennessee. It uses a crazy amount of power, but that shouldn't be what we care about. It's like if all of these companies continue to make plastic products and ship us plastic products, it'd be then punching the guy that needs to buy the product in the face. AI uses a crazy amount of power, but that would not matter if we were using nuclear power and renewable energy sources. We're just tapping into the damn grid. It's like for me, right? Like, I'm like, I got an electric car because I'm done with gasoline and I feel good about not using gasoline, right? And then somebody's response is always, yeah, but you're still getting it off the grid that uses fossil fuels. And it's like, yeah, that's not my problem. You know? It's like, yeah, that's the part that we need to change. It's not like, you know, like I shouldn't be restricted from using my electric car just because it gets its energy from a grid. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the same thing with AI. I think there's 1,000 things that are wrong with AI. and we should not be using it for art, and we should not be stealing people's work, and it needs to be more regulated, and the big beautiful bill is gonna all that over. But its power consumption should be a non-issue because we shouldn't be focusing on getting rid of AI because of power consumption issues. We should be fixing our power consumption issues. That's my whole thing. Whenever a country tries to make an atomic power plant and goes south, I don't know why. That's untrue. That's propaganda. It's completely untrue. There's been like 2 or 3 nuclear reactors that have gone south out of like thousands that we've built over the entirety of the world. Nuclear power, and especially the new way that we can build it, is extremely safe. I have a buddy who literally makes casings. He makes casings for uranium post being used, like the casings that you put it in for its forever life afterwards, right? And there's this new nuclear reactor that they just came out with that's smaller, so it's better for smaller towns, and it's circular shaped instead of these big long rods. And because of the way that it's shaped and because of how tiny it is, it's literally scientifically impossible for it to melt down. So why are we not using it? Because gas company gotta make money. Coal company gotta make money.
Real talk, most localities don't have a plan to support the grid for more data centers, and renewables can't keep up because the pace of demand is way higher than supply. The push for small modular nuclear reactors is good, but an SMR covers like 2 data centers per.
Yeah, but like we can make them, man. We could be an energy independent country within like 10 years if we just pushed our infrastructure. And so that's where I'd like to focus it. That's all I'm saying, is that I would rather not focus on technology that demands more power and rather focus on our power consumption issue, which we've had for a while. That's my side of it. You can disagree with me, but I just think it should be your last argument. What about the issue of water consumption? I don't know much about the issue of water consumption. I don't know much about that issue, but like, I'd like to see AI outdrink me and my hydrated ass. Good morning, guys. Chernobyl was made because it was cheaply made, and everyone and their dog knew the Soviets hit it. Same with Fukushima. It's a human error, not a scientific one. Yep.
He's an arsonist on a noble quest to escape the wrath of the IRS. He's got conflicting positions in the endless fight for queer folks and